What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. Nice white guitar and everything. Anywho, so, we're going to be going over some of the dumb shit that I have to be watching, reading, and everything else in the financial sector these days. First off, let's go over the the idea of it's this is not stagflation. You wish. You wish this was stagflation. Stagflation would be 10 times better than what we are currently experiencing and what we have yet to experience. Trust you and me. And I could say that with all certainty. Why? I might know a thing or two. I don't know. I swear. So I'm reading this stuff, and I'm like, boy, these guys are hacks, man. They're all fucking hacks. Like, I don't even know how the fuck did all of these people get their jobs, man. I'm really concerned these days. Now, on another note, anyways, okay. On another note, we've read recently that Germany has caved into the demands of the Russians and are going to pay rubles. Okay? But this one's good, I swear. Russia wants to back the ruble in gold, creating another gold standard. I don't think the U.S. has anything to worry about. When I read that, I was like, well, they definitely don't have any bright individuals over there. There's a reason we pulled away from a gold standard. I'm not going to say, I'm not saying, hey, go ahead and do it, I was like, really? Wow. I wonder who's telling them to do that. That's just, I mean, it seems attractive, but there's multiple reasons. Gold standards always. It's not just the U.S. that's ever pulled away from the gold standard. I think anybody who understands, once again, economics, history, how asset classes work, would all have the same results to tell you. But yeah, once I read that, I was like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gold has value. It sustains more than any other commodity or asset class. But yeah, I'm not going to get into details. But let's just hope they do. That actually would be a boon to the rest of the fucking world. We went off of a gold standard. Yeah. Okay. In this economy? Okay. No, people are lucky I ain't got no fucking, real influence on shit these days. Cause I would be like, oh, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this one. Please hit that. Please make it happen. Please do it. Please. I ain't even gonna lie on that. I was like, what? What? Who are these people these days? What the fuck? I swear to God, I'm surrounded by morons all over the place. That's what I feel like in the world. I'm like, I'm just surrounded by idiots. Hell, if I was the United States, I would be like, you guys won't have the nuts to do it. There's no way. I would talk to them. I'll be honest. There's no way that you guys would dare try to convert that into a gold standard. You guys wouldn't even think about it. Just to let them do it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, help us all. and reminder, these people lead the world. Whoever's making these suggestions are influencers of the world. Nothing to be worried about. I mean, zip. I've said this. I've said the world is controlled by weak people. They say, people believe in this whole shit like, survival of the fittest. I'll be honest with you. Survival of the fittest? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You wouldn't want the survival of the fittest thing. Get out of here. Because let me tell you, knowledge is power. It always has been. Brawn will only get you so far until somebody knows how to, let's put it this way. The famous story of David versus Goliath, right? Classic story for multiple reasons. But Goliath was a lot stronger than David. A lot stronger than David. Here's a boy going against a man. I mean, that's pretty, crazy within itself. And, then all of a sudden, David while Goliath has all of this strength, and all of this, capability just to crush David. David takes out a slingshot. A slingshot. And Goliath didn't even get to move, but that motherfucker fell flat dead. People need to wake the fuck up about what really is contributing factors in any scenario. People need to wake up, right? Jeez, my fucking teases, really. But yeah, I was just like, wow. And then so I'm like, Goldman Sachs dude comes in and he's like, we're gonna see deglobalization. I was like, what? What? Are you fucking smoking? Shut the fuck up. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot, we could just go somewhere and, provide all of our own palladium to make our processors. Silly me. We don't have concentrated nodes of palladium in the continental United States. What a bunch of fucking overpaid dipshits. What the fuck? Are we really, God fuck. What the fuck? Who puts these motherfuckers in power? Who gives people these fucking jobs? Dude's making 6 figures. And this, I swear to God. Hand me a fucking drink. Hand me a fucking drink. I don't even drink. And I want a fucking drink. You fucking dipshits. Fucking morons. Is this world real? Am I in the Matrix or some shit? Cosmic fucking joke, I'm telling you. I'm surrounded by morons. I'm surrounded. Fucking idiots. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Have you done like, oh my God. You can't make it up. You can't. I promise you, you cannot make none of this shit up. You can't. I promise, man. I wish you could, but you cannot. And then everybody's like, starts bashing on Warren Buffett. Because Warren Buffett this weekend, just announced, Bitcoin and whatever. Now, let's go over a very, very specific reason why Warren Buffett did that. Because it's relative, right? Because currently Bitcoin, let's take the fact that it's not, it's decentralized. It's not associated with, any, centralized currency. The major problem that we have, and like Warren, he gave the best example, it has no tangibility, no association, to exchange. And that is the truth. That is utterly 100% accurate. It is. The average Bitcoin costs slightly under $14,000 to produce. And yet it has market value associated a little over double currently. And then at one time it was like way even higher. It was, at one time it was up to 80,000, and people were like, "It's a good inflationary hedge." I was like, "What? What the fuck? Shut the fuck up! It's moving with inflation. It's not hedging inflation. Never fucking did. It never did. It never did." Now the problem of it is it's not regulated, right? And that's another reason why we can't, associate exchange for it. And the tangibility. What am I going to do? I have a Bitcoin. What's the conversion currency associated in order to commence trade with that type of currency? Question. Dollars. Dollars. It has no other form of associated exchange other than the current currency that we already utilize. Those are facts, Jacks. Those are facts. And if it was considered this currency associated outside of the realm of, right, we would then assume that we would be able to utilize this currency in other places, but we also wouldn't see the value overextending, because people then want to try to compare it to gold, like a commodity. But it's not a commodity. Why? Because commodities have other uses that give that value. Perishable commodities, for example, it's within its title. It's a perishable commodity, but it's a consumed, right? It's consumed. The thing about what makes perishable commodities, it's a necessity. It necessitates, function, right? Metals, rare metals. Copper is associated to industrial, and then we have silver, we have, bronze, and then we have gold. We have titanium, we have palladium, we have platinum. So all of these metals can also serve other function other than its value in currency. The only thing that gives the value in currency is because it's renewable commodity. It's a not perishable commodity, but it's a renewable commodity. Why? Because you can melt it back down and reforge it. Right? It's scarce. The scarcity of it does lend to its value, but it never goes away. And I think a lot of times people forget about fundamentals in economics. That's the problem in what we're facing today. There's a lot of fundamental flaws, and same thing with when people are getting caught with their pants down using technicals. I said that last week. I was like, if you're going to be using technicals moving forward, instead of looking at the macro effects, you're going to get caught holding bags. That's just the way it is. I don't know what to tell people. I'm not giving out financial advice. Once again, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just, clarifying, things that I have been taught, things that I know to be true when it comes to how things work and do the research, Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. I have nothing to lie about. It's like, no, I'm not lying here. This is all relevant. This is all associated. Like, and I like it when people want to ask me my opinion, and I'm like, see, I think you're trying to dig for, like, what I think would be solid things, and I really don't like typically talking about that so much because, I don't want people to assume what I think is what I would think would be a good investment, which is not, because that was never my job. Well, I mean, I had licenses to do things like mutual fund stocks, all sorts of stuff. But my main job was analyzing. Okay, that's what I did. It's just analyzing, data. That's pretty much it, and then making projections off of the data. That's it. That's what I did. That was my job at one time. And then of course, I could do things. I could write insurance policies. I do different investment stuff. I could do consolidations, debt consultation. A lot of things. I could do a lot of things, but because compound interest and all that stuff, we can go and there's tons of stuff to learn, tons. But the biggest thing about this is where is it going to lead us? Well, I've already said we're going to face a recession, and it's going to look very depressive at first. But I assure you guys, it's not going to be as bad as the Great Depression. It's going to be bad. I'm not going to lie. Well, it's going to be great. I love the people who's like, we're not seeing a depression. We're not seeing a recession. We're not going to even see that. Those inverted yield curves are just misfires. It's a miss signal. There's not a recession coming. And then you got people, it's stagflation. It's stagflation. I'm like, what are you all on, man? You guys would wish this was stagflation. And yes, a recession is coming. And yes, you guys, who the fuck hires you people? Like, why do you have a job? Why? I'll tell you why. You went to some university, you jumped through the hoops because they told you, hey, this is going to be on the exam, and you did your thing, but you were incapable of actually absorbing the information and being able to utilize it in a practical application. So by the time you finish school, you get this fancy degree, right? And they push you out in the workforce. And they're saying, okay, what am I going to be? I'm going to be a broker. Okay, great. So go sell stock. What kind of stock am I selling? Da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, you do what what all those examples, like you use your institutional, right? You have no instinctive behavior to associate trends, right? So you're basically going off the number, and data is important, technicals are important, but if you have no instinctive fundamentals, right, you're hosed. And I think that's why Warren Buffett continues to set the example in the business world. Because this man, this legend, right, has fundamentals that are associated to practical business application. Right? You have to have that. You need to possess that instinctive behavior and understand the growth potential a company has and how society is going to benefit from this company in the long run. You can't invest in a company that is going to eventually fizz out if it has no innovation apparent. That's going to be a failure. And Warren Buffett handpicks the companies he invests in. Him and Charlie and Berkshire, they are renowned for always being above market, the associated market, or any other investment firm in class. There is no other investment firm in class. There isn't. But why? Because results speak for themselves. Right? So when people disassociate what Warren Buffett has to say, I'm actually sitting here laughing my ass off because Warren has always got the last laugh. Sure, there might have been a couple of unfortunate circumstances, like he said, I'm terrible at timing. I can't time the market, but I know a good business. And I know, when I see a buying opportunity and when we're going to recover and when we're going to grow. Hey, man. It's not always about the backslide. It's about the recovery, the positioning. It's always about positioning, right? And nobody does it better than Warren Buffett. Nobody does it better than Warren Buffett. So, maybe Michael Burry. Let's be honest. Michael Burry is also in a league of his own in a lot of ways. So you have to be aware of who's capable, who the real major league players are, versus the minor league players who never could, step into that stadium. So yeah, it's all funny, man. It's all hilarious when it comes down to it. People think they have a clue of what's coming, what they think they know, and I keep trying to tell people, you don't know shit. And what's even scarier are the ones who claim to be experts who are, by society standards, educated and are completely like deer in headlights in this transition. As always, I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystic's MMOs. Peace.